Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is the same thing that we did last time together, okay? And we're on page 25. See, it says 25 at the bottom, lesson 12 at the top. And I'm gonna put my name on here, just like always. And we like to try to get it up here on that line. On the computer, it's a little harder sometimes, but there you go. Okay, so this page you can do pretty much by yourself. We'll do one together, then you'll do the next two, and then we'll just go ahead and move on to the next page, okay? So right here, we're just counting how many ones there are. How many ones are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we're going to write the number 5 on the line. It's 5 ones. How many 10 rods are there? 10, 20, 30. There's 3 of them. How many hundreds? Remember, I count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 hundreds. And then how many thousands? 1, 2, 3. 3 blocks. Excuse me. All right, 3 blocks. Okay, so you guys going to do these next two by yourself? And then come on, push pause, do the next two, and come on back and we'll do the next page together. All right, so if you're back with me, we are on this page. Now this has a lot going on. That's a lot of colors. So I'm going to take my handy dandy piece of paper and I'm going to cover up some of it so I can just work on one section at a time. Now this time we're counting by twos. Okay, it says write the number that is 2 more. So one option would just be to take the number and add 2. So 4, 5, 6, right? And I could just write the number 6. I could use my hundreds chart. And I know that on my hundreds chart, when I'm counting by twos, I say the number, skip a number, and I write a number. So 52, so I say 52, I skip 53, I write 54. That's counting by twos. 54. Okay? Or maybe you know your twos. And so you can just go, I know my twos. I know my twos are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So if you know your twos already and you're at the number 12, then you know my next 2 is 14. So there's 3 different ways you can do this section based on what you know. All right? So let's try those 3 ways again. So if I'm at 34, I could just add 2. So 34, 35, 36. Oh, I said 30. I meant 40. So I'm at 44. So I can go 45, 46. Even teachers make mistakes, huh? So there's my 46. I can write 1, skip 1, write 1. So I'm at 32. If I'm at 32, I write 1, skip 1, write 1. So I'm going to write 34. And if I know my twos, I just know that after 60 is 62. So those are the 3 ways you can do this page, this top section, okay? So now it's your turn to try to figure out the rest of this top section. Now, if you don't have your hundreds chart out and you need it, go get it. I'm going to delete these off of here. And I'm also going to just go ahead and mark your twos on here for you. And this one is a 2. And this one is your twos. Remember, write 1. We always skip 1. All right, so those are your twos. So if you would like to push pause and look at the chart, it'll be here for you. You can use your own hundreds chart, or maybe you already know how to do this, okay? But if you don't, then just use the right one, skip one, right one. So 56, I'm at 56, right one, skip one, right one, which is 58. All right, go ahead and push pause and come on back when that's done. Now, if you're back with me, we're still working on counting by twos, but this time we're counting backwards, okay? So we can still do the right one, skip one, right one, or we could just take away 2. Okay, so if I'm at 2, like on the first problem right here, I'm at 2, we could take away 2, so I could go backwards 2. I'm at 2, and then I go to number 1 and 0, because I just take away 2. When it's 2 less, it's take away 2. Less means take away. So if I was going to do the right one, skip one, right one, I could look at the number 30, and this time I'm counting backwards, right? So I go right one, skip one, right one. So I'd write the number 28. Okay. Or if I already know my twos, I just know I can go to 22 and I can go backwards to the next one, the next 2, which is 20. So you have a couple options there. Going backwards is a new skill for us. Going forwards is not a new skill, but going backwards is. So I'll do a couple more of these with you. So we're going to look at the 10 and we're going to count backwards 2. So I'm at 10, 1, 2, which means I'm at 8. Okay. Now I'm at 46. So I'm going to go to 46, which is right one, skip one, right one. So 44. Okay. And this time I'm going to say, oh, I know my twos. So if I'm at 58, which is right here, I'm at 58, I can go backwards a 2. So I know I'm at 56. Now go ahead and you try these next 2, and then I'll solve them with you. But try them out first. You don't have to push pause, just try. How did you do? Did you get 48 and 36? If you did, you can push pause and finish these problems by yourself. If not, let's try one more together. So I'm at 18. I'm at 18, and I can write one, skip one, write one. So I'm at 16 now. All right. All right, you finish these 3, push pause, finish these 3, and come on back when you're ready for the next section. Now, if you're back with me, we're all done with our hundreds chart for right now. I'm looking down here. Okay. Yeah, we're all done with our hundreds chart right now, so I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of this for us. Say goodbye. Okay, now we're trying to figure out how to write the biggest number we can using only the numbers they give us. So for this problem, for the first one, we're only using the 3 digits right here, okay, in this yellow square. So we have an 8, a 7, and a 9. Now, when we're trying to write the biggest number we can possibly write, we want to write the biggest digit we have first. So what's the biggest digit? 8, 7, or 9? 9 is the biggest. So we want to start by writing our 9. And we've used up our 9. So now what's our next biggest number? 8. So we're going to write our 8. And then we're going to write our last number we have to work with, our last digit, which is 7. So now we have 987. That's the biggest possible number I could write. And I know that because it starts with the biggest number, the biggest digit that I had to write with. Okay, so now we're going to try it again. Right here. Now, in my yellow square, what is the biggest digit, the largest digit that I have to work with? Is 8 the biggest, 5 the biggest, or 4 the biggest? The largest number, the most. 8. So I'm going to start by writing an 8. Now I've used up my 8, so what's the biggest or the largest next number? 5 or 4? 5 is, so I'm going to write my 5. And then the last one is the number 4. So I wrote the number 854. Do you see how I did that? Okay, let's do the next one together. I have 3 digits here. The first digit I have is 0, then I have an 8, then I have a 5. What is the largest digit or the greatest digit here? Is 0 the greatest? Would you rather have 0 cookies? Or would you rather have 8 or 5 if they didn't give you a tummy ache? 8, because 8 is the greatest digit. So I'm going to start by writing my 8. Now I have a 0 or I have a 5. 5 is next because it's the next greatest. And then 0 is the smallest. So I have 850. You see how I did that? Now I'm not going to talk. You try to do the next 2, and then I'll solve them and see if you got them right. Did you get 654? If you did, you're ready to keep going. Did you get 972? If you did, you're ready to keep going. Now remember, this can be hard with so many digits to look at. You can always bring your paper up and block off this one, and if you need some more paper, feel free to take another sticky note or your ruler or your hand even and cover it up. Helps you see which numbers you're working with a little bit better. Okay? All right, 951 should be your final answer. You're set to go ahead and move on and finish this section, and then we will work on the bottom section together when you come back. So push pause, finish these 2 rows. Remember, just 3 digits at a time, and then come on back. All right, if you are back with us, we are just doing some more addition at the bottom. Now, I know we've been doing so much addition, but so much math uses addition. So we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again. Okay? So when we go down here to this section, remember we start with one row at a time. And we just work on one row at a time. So our first row is going to be 4 plus 0. And what do we get when we have 4 and we add 0? We just keep 4, right? And then we're going to add, and remember, so what I'm trying to remind you guys is just add one row at a time. So now we're over and we're in the 1 plus 6. Right? If I have 6 and I just add one more, I'm going to get 7. So I'm going to get the number 7. All right. Yeah, my numbers are really weird today. And then I'm going to move to my last row, and I have 7 plus 2. I catch 7, 8, 9. These are all addition, guys. If you need to get out your number line or your ruler, go right ahead. Don't be ashamed of using that. But this section you're just going to do by yourself. You don't need my help for it. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause and go ahead and do the pink row. And when you come back, I'll have some of them solved. And then you guys can see some of the answers and check your work before you move on. I'm not going to solve them all because that's your job, but I'll solve a few and you guys can check your work. So push pause, do the whole pink row, then come back. All right, so if you're back with me, that means your pink row is done. So now you can check your answers and see if you got those 3 pink ones right. But your whole pink row is already done before you check these answers, okay? And then you're going to move on and do your blue section, and then you're done with math for today. I'm not going to do the blue section with you, though. That's your job. All right. So if you need to see these for a few more seconds, go ahead and push pause because otherwise the video is going to go ahead and end. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.